Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on episode 74 of In Hindsight today. I've been gone for like a week and a half. I've been so busy. I've had a lot going on and haven't really been able to come on here and sit down, put some content out, talk about whatever, if certain things going on in the NFL, Steelers, you name it. I haven't been able to really create that time. So if you guys have kind of been wondering why I haven't been putting up content, that's why. But to all of you who are new here to the channel, welcome. Thank you for your support and subscribing. Really what I do here, for those that are new, I obviously love to talk about Steelers, Pittsburgh sports, but I also like to cover a variety of things also in terms of NFL and college, NBA, MLB, things like that. And so that's kind of what you're going to get out of my content. But I'm not really going to dive too much into that today. I want to talk about the Steelers and Jets game tomorrow. And I really kind of want to talk about, is this a must-win game here? Right now, I don't have all the energy in the world right now. But bear with me. I don't want to go too long here on this show or anything like that. I hope that this can maybe be about a 10-minute show. But before I get into it, I also want to say, if you guys, I know that some of you who are new have been followers of Daniel J over at State of the Steelers, followers of Mark at Steelers Nation Australia, and I know that you guys have seen me a part of their show on the Unofficial Steelers Podcast, the show that us three do together a couple days a week. We're going to be back, I believe, on Mark's channel tonight at 8 o'clock, Steeler Nation Australia, so go to his channel. Links are will be in the description below. So that's 8 o'clock. I believe we're going to have the host of the Here We Go show on there as well tonight. I'm not 100% sure on that. So it's going to be a good show. We're going to be talking about the Steelers-Jets, going into that, blah, blah, blah. You know, you guys kind of get the gist of it, how important this game is, and really going to dissect certain things, and it should be pretty good. But your guys' support on that channel, on my channel, is very much appreciated. And my goal here is to implement you guys into the show. And the more I grow, I want to get to that point. I really do. I really do. And implement people in the show, getting, other people onto my own channel, even whatever, that you guys can come onto this channel and feel like that it's yours as well, if that makes sense. Because I'd love to implement all my viewers in terms of whatever it is we're talking about, discussing, going back and forth on different sports opinions, things that are going on. Would absolutely love that to happen, and that's really a big goal of this channel. So I kind of wanted to get that out there to those who are new to the channel, new to me, everything like that, but your guys' support is very appreciated. So let's kind of quickly go over the Steelers and Jets game, man. We all know that we've been pretty frustrated these first few games with the Steelers offense, and it's been hard to watch. It really has, and we kind of saw with that Cleveland game, we saw maybe a little bit difference there in terms of, we saw more no huddle early on. We saw a quicker tempo early on, which was fantastic. And I think that they're going to come out and do that, and they really should. Keep the Jets defense on their toes, man. Keep them guessing a little bit. Get things going. Get that running game going that was doing pretty well early on that you went away from. But it's just at the same time, guys, it's hard to have any faith, man, in this offense, because from what we've seen the first few weeks, and I'm not saying that nothing can change or anything like that. It's still early on. I've said it. It's still early on. Things can change. They can make changes. But will it happen is the question, and that's a wait and see. Believe it when we see it. The Jets have some solid guys on their defense. They have some playmakers offensively. I think this is going to be another low-scoring game, another close game, and for whatever reason, Tomlin is I don't know, he said that he's seeing improvement in all areas of the offense. I'm not sure what he's watching compared to what we are. I'm not seeing any improvement. I don't think you guys are seeing much improvement. So, obviously, yes, to answer really the title of the thumbnail, this is a must-win game. And I've seen some people say it's not. I don't understand how it's not. The Steelers are 1-2. You lose this and go to 1-3, and then you have a very difficult 4-week stretch going to the bye week. So how's this not a must-win game? I would love to know. And that's why I've said before on this show, with the first 4 games of the season is very crucial for the Steelers to get off to a hot start, and they have failed at that. I said they can start 4-0, 3-1. That's where you want to be at. Here they are at 1-2. They can't score more than 14 to 17 points a game. That's not going to cut it in the NFL. Don't care. People can say that, oh, well, this team and that team only scored this amount of points. That's not the point, man. If you're doing that every week, it's not going to cut it. Yeah, certain weeks it might, but it's in terms of the overall consensus of what the league is, you got to put up points. You got to score points. You got to take advantage of turnovers your defense provides. You got to take advantage of field goal position, and the Steelers have not done that this year. They have failed to get the ball in their playmakers' hands. They have failed to let their playmakers make plays. Mitch Trubisky is a guy that looks like he's too scared to make mistakes and not worried about making enough plays. And that can't be the case. Mitch Trubisky came in here for second opportunity as a starter. Mitch Trubisky was up and down in Chicago, was a backup quarterback last year with Buffalo. He's gotten a second chance. He was given a second chance here with Pittsburgh. Mitch Trubisky is not a guy that is him alone going to win you anything. He's not. The Steelers have no ties to this guy. They have no commitment to him. So I don't understand what it is in terms of keeping him in the lineup. And I've said before, I hope that he does well. Why wouldn't I want him to do well? But through these first 3 games, he's not doing enough. Is it all his fault? No, not at all. But a handful of things are on him. And when you look at it at the end of the day, Mitch Trubisky has whiffed on so many wide open guys in crucial times in these games. And as someone who's a starting quarterback for your team, you can't be affording that. Trubisky panics. He reads one guy. If he's not open, he doesn't know what to do. He's not the most accurate quarterback. Doesn't have the best arm. He did throw some good passes in Cleveland, but he's not doing enough. And that's why I said early on, I said I could see something happening where the Steelers are maybe sitting around 500, maybe a game under, maybe a game above. And it's not necessarily that Mitch is playing bad. But it could be where Mitch isn't giving enough to the offense and they make that switch. Now, Mitch has been playing bad. If you think Mitch has been good, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. He's one of the worst ranked quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And I think a lot of it, he doesn't have confidence. I think a lot of it, he's scared. He's worried. He doesn't want to make mistakes. He doesn't want to lose his starting job. But at the same time, as someone who's vying for second opportunity, you have to take chances. You can't be afraid. And Tomlin's a guy that says he doesn't live in his fears, so why should your quarterback? There was a report from Pro Football Talk this week that there was division in the Steelers organization, that people in the organization wanted to start Kenny Pickett against Cleveland. Mike Tomlin is seemingly the only guy that wants to stick with Mitchell Trubisky. I don't know why. I don't know if Tomlin wants to prove himself right. I don't know if it's a pride thing. I don't know if they did something in their contract that we talked about this on the State of the Steelers podcast. I don't know if there's something in his contract that, or maybe I talked about it somewhere else. I can't remember, but maybe there was something in the contract when they signed that they were going to give him a certain amount of games to play and go from there. I don't know. But I think really everybody's over the Trubisky experiment. I think really mostly everybody's over this offense and the play calling. I mean, the receivers themselves have called out Matt Canada. They've called out play calling. They're saying they're only doing what they're supposed to do. Trubisky's done a little bit of that as well. But Najee Harris really seems like the only guy taking accountability. So this Jets game, I'm not really expecting much, and I don't think you should either. I think the Steelers are going to win, but how will they win? Will we see the change that needs to be done? Will we see difference? Will we see more chances down the field? Will we see Trubisky maybe try to find some more confidence? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. But the leash on Trubisky, I would have pulled that sucker a while ago. I wouldn't even have started him the first week of the year. But the leash is getting shorter and shorter, and I don't care what anybody says. The Jets game, you have the Steelers coming off another loss in Cleveland. Not much from the offense, only scoring 14 points, 17 including the Boswell field goal. Started off the first half kind of promising, felt a little different, change of pace, and they went away from it. Going against a team with the Jets at home, you got to take advantage of that, man. They're facing Zach Wilson coming back off of his injury. He's going to be still a little banged up. I think this is a better situation for them to win this game than facing Joe Flacco. The Jets do have Breece Hall. They have Michael Carter, two guys that can make some plays in the backfield. A rookie in Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Tyler Conklin's been a very productive tight end so far, but that's with Joe Flacco. Defensively, they have some guys as well. They have Sauce Gardner. They have C.J. Mosley. They have freaking what's-his-face. Let me pull it up. I don't know why I'm blanking out on his name. Hold on a second. Hold on. Kind of just want to go over their defense real quick. Just give me a second, guys. I'm blanking out on a couple guys on this defense here. Let's see. All right. Yeah, so they got a guy in Carl Lawson. They got Solomon Thomas. Quinnen Williams was the guy I was thinking of. I believe he was a rookie last year, a couple years ago. They drafted Sauce Gardner this year. They have brought in Jordan Whitehead, LaMarcus Joyner, DJ Reed, Kawan Alexander. So they have some names that I think really the football fan would know. But it's not a defense that scares you or anything like that. But they have some guys on there that can ball. And it's going to come down to the Steelers taking advantage of holes in the backfield. You got to take advantage of those things. I think you got to take advantage a little bit more of the middle of the field. Get Najee Harris going a little bit more. The offensive line has been the least of the issues for the offense, so I don't want to hear an excuse on that. So yeah, they have some guys defensively, but it's a defense that's beatable. It's a defense that you can get past guys, that you can get down the field on. And the Steelers need to take those chances more. The Steelers need to change things up in terms of designs, in terms of utilizing a guy like Deontay Johnson. Why are you having this guy just run out routes? Almost, it seems like every other play that this guy's running an out route. Why isn't he running across the middle of the field? You know, this guy needs the ball in his hand, get yards after the catch. George Pickens, take chances down the field with him. Chase Claypool, get him in the middle of the field, man. They got to stop doing this. And I think a team like the Jets, you can get that going more. You can make those changes going forward. So yes, it's a must-win game. Obviously, the Steelers want to sit at 2-2, and they have a tough 4-week schedule coming up. But if you can get to that point, get yourself prepared for these next 4 weeks. That's what you need. If they lose this game sitting 1-3, you might as well chalk the season, dude. Because you can't beat the Jets at home, you couldn't beat Cleveland on the road, and you couldn't beat the Patriots on the road. So why would anybody have any faith in the rest of the season? I said this week when I was at work, I wasn't playing advocate for best case scenario, and I wasn't playing advocate for worst case scenario. I said, Steelers win this game against the Jets. You have a 4-game stretch. You play Buffalo on the road, that's a blowout. But you come home to play Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. You go to Miami on Sunday night, and you go and play Philadelphia on the road. If you can come out of that with 1 or 2 wins and find yourself sitting at 3-5, 4-4, coming into the bye week, maybe you make that switch to Kenny Pickett, a guy that possibly can give you a spark on offense. Not saying that Kenny Pickett's going to change things right away. He's got the tools to be a good quarterback, but not saying he's going to make the change right away. But he's a guy that's better than Mitch, that has better mechanics, that's calm in the pocket, that has really good reaction in the pocket, that targets the middle field, that's very accurate. And I think the receivers are wanting that change. There's a lot of people in the organization that want that change. Us as fans want that change. So maybe it gets to that point and you can find yourself getting back on track, turning the season around. It's possible. I think other than Buffalo, I think all 3 of those games are winnable games. They're not going to be favored in those games, but they're winnable. And you're probably going to get TJ Watt back by that Tampa Bay or Miami game, which is great. The Steelers have been fairly healthy this year. Hopefully it sticks that way. And that's not even wishful thinking. That's just reality, that you win this game against the Jets, get yourself going. This 4-week stretch, you can find yourself winning 1 or 2 games, 3-5, 4-4 at the bye. Make a switch if you want to, and things can turn around. This is the hardest part of your schedule, so we'll see what happens. But this is obviously a big game Sunday. I'm not expecting a lot of points, but I think we'll see more production offensively than what we've seen, And the Steelers got to get the balls in their playmakers' hands, man. Let them make those plays. Get Najee Harris going the way that you did. You have to do that. You have to look at your guys on offense and find what can you take advantage of. What are some mismatches that you can do? Like a guy like Claypool, put him in a spot to succeed. George Pickens, put him in a spot to succeed. Find maybe some of those mismatchups that you can see throughout the game. Those are things I think that need to happen for them to win this game. Air the ball down the field, take those chances you did. I think people would rather see Mitch Trubisky play bad and throw 3 picks, taking chances, being aggressive, than being scared and throwing 4-yard passes. So, take advantage of mismatches against Jets defense. Get the run game going in Najee Harris. And don't be predictable, man. Stop utilizing your wide receivers to run 4 yards for, utilize them to their strengths. And let that be something that you capitalize on, that you can build toward to going forward. So, I don't know. I'm picking the Steelers to win this game. I'm going to say 21-17 they win this game. They need to, so we'll see what happens. But I'm in it there, guys. That's a 15, 16-minute show right there. Didn't want to go on too long. But thank you all for tuning in. I also want to say, too, I'm not uploading my videos on Spotify anymore for the time being. Everything's going to be strictly here on YouTube. The reason why I'm not is just because there's not enough people that listen to it on Spotify, and I'm just wasting my time doing that as well. So YouTube is the strict home for this show. Down the line, I can always re-upload it on Spotify and some other apps, stuff like that. But I appreciate your guys' thoughts. Let me know in the comments section your guys' thoughts about the game. Are you picking the Steelers to win? What are maybe some key things that need to happen for them to win this game? And are you confident? If they win this game, are you confident maybe going in that stretch run before the bye week? What do you think needs to happen to the offense? So let me know, guys. I appreciate your support and everything like that. Hopefully we see you over at Mark's channel on Steeler Nation Australia tonight at 8 o'clock. It will be a good show with all 4 of us talking about this Jets game. And you guys are more than welcome. Interact with all of us, guys. Put your thoughts out there. We appreciate all your guys' support, and I do as well on this channel. Take care, guys. Hopefully we see you tonight. Have a good rest of your weekend.